All right, cool. Sounds good. Okay, so we'll get officially started, I guess. First of all, thank you guys for all being here. And like Tanner said, you guys are all punctual and shit. That makes things a lot easier. I'm sure people will be popping in and out. But this meeting's basically just to cover some stuff about the writing, how that's gonna go over the next 3 weeks as we finish up the first writing like section, I guess, of how we're gonna do stuff. Um, I guess what I'll do is I'll knock out some logistical things right away. Um, so if you plan on acting in this, kind of let me know and kind of keep in mind that you'll have to sort of figure out how to get here to Los Angeles. It's probably going to be late May or early June is when we're going to film. Um, what we're going to try to do is we do have financing and stuff like that. So we're going to see what the budget looks like in about March. And in March, we're going to see if we have money to like house some people. We might do like an Airbnb or something. This is all super loose, just a couple conversations we've had. Um, but that's sort of what we're thinking. We're going to try and knock the filming out in a couple days. If we're super punctual and everything, that should be super possible. So keep that in mind. Um, Tickets are obviously cheaper the earlier you get them.
Yeah,
So
do
we're
you
going to
mind
try
if
to
I
get the
chime
dates
in
and
here?
everything. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so as far as uh, wanting to act, if you have any acting experience and you want to be in sketches, I think we should make this an opt-in process probably. Hey Dylan,
Hey, what's up?
can you hear us?
Yeah,
Hey
I can
man.
hear you. My shit
So
was
so
all
we're
fucked up, but
so we're talking about if you want to have a role in acting, if you want to be available to be cast for sketches, you should send an email to you know what, my inbox is pretty fucking empty. You can hit me up at tanner@killpodcasters.com with your name, how I can reach you. I like cell phone numbers. Like, this is a professional production, so don't fucking be weird about using your cell phone number. And then uh sorry, where the hell was I? Oh yeah, just any acting experience you have, because some of us have acting training, like years of acting training. Others have none, but just like want to be on camera. So just a little bit of resume. Not having any experience is not necessarily a bar to entry. Um, but yeah, as far as your airfare is concerned, like we'll have our budget by early March. Once we have all of our sketches written, we'll have the budget, and then we'll know if we can make accommodations for airfare. But it's not looking like that's in the budget right now. So you might be paying your own way to Cali if you want to act.
Right.
And if
And
the
so,
airfare's too much, train. Train is going to be the cheapest way to get there and back. It'll be longer to get there, but it is dirt cheap.
Oh, you're okay. So Zaza's entirely right about this. Like, you like an Amtrak for me to LA is like usually less than $100, sometimes $115. So like
I'm
it's
coming from
apt.
the Midwest. It's 200. It's
Yeah.
literally use it as a resource.
Yeah, definitely use Amtrak if you have any issues with, like, let's say you've never traveled before. There's a lot of people who have never traveled before. Talk to me. I can help you with travel accommodations as far as like like knowing where to look and like
cool.
getting hooked up. But Zaza, that's a great fucking tip. You know, I think a lot of people would have neglected bus lines, trains, all the non airport anything. Anyways, Izzy, does anyone have any other questions about travel or acting, like opting into acting?
I might have had inquiry into possibly getting like a buddy of mine who's helped out with stuff I've done over the years. If you needed extras, I didn't want to like here's the
Uh,
motherfucker I know that's probably kind of funny and just throw him in. But if you guys need like extra help, I'll maybe let you
it's
send you
if
guys.
you have if you have a short list of funny people, that's
Mm-hmm.
good to have. We won't have a definitive cast list until we have our sketches picked, right? And
Right.
then once we have them like written in our first draft, then we'll start being like, okay, you know what, we do need a couple of guys.
Right.
But I'd say put that on the back burner for now.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is how like a lot of $1 Million Extreme. So obviously, most of you probably know who Sam Hyde is. This is how they do it in MDE. They like, let's say, you know, they have the nicety to like film whenever they want. This is like a strict budget kind of time frame sort of thing. But they're always just like, hey, if you can be in Rhode Island, you can be a part of this. That's sort of what we're trying to do with this production, right? Like the idea that I'm having for this is like a lot of people are a lot of places who don't have the opportunity to traditionally be involved with entertainment. So the idea with this is that like we're opening this up so people can sort of get a shot at something or just to be involved in something different that's super open, it's super chill, and it's just different. That's like sort
Yeah,
of the thinking behind this. And so far it's been working and everyone's been super cool. So we've had no problems, which is great, and I really appreciate everybody. So
and we'll probably be really. I mean, no, we will be very transparent about the production schedule. So we'll probably have open sets. Like if you want to come by and like fucking hang out,
yeah,
toss an
100.
idea out in the room, like yeah, absolutely. Like we don't give a shit. We'll be in California for I don't know. We're thinking for a shoot time, probably 5 days to 9 days tops is what we were hoping
Right.
for.
Like a hard like 5 nonstop.
Yeah,
And that
pretty
being said,
breakneck.
last kind of thing on this is like, you know, there are a lot of people who are out here who do have apartments, houses, and everything in the sort of immediate LA area. So if you are going to be out here and you need to piggyback, you know, and you need to stay at like my place or whatever, we can sort of make that happen. Okay. We'll talk about that, but that's going to be a conversation to have closer to March once we have, you know, we figure out if we can get an Airbnb for a few days or whatever. Okay. So let's kind of, we're going to move into the more of the writing stuff unless anybody has any questions or comments real quick. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So the writing stuff, this is how we're going to do it. So there's 2 documents currently. There's document 1 and there's document 2. Okay. So I'm just going to really break this down. Document 1, okay, is sort of the original like 12 to like 14 people that were a part of this, and it's gonna that one's gonna stay like that because that one has some people on it that are a little bit like that work for like Bob's Burgers and some other big time stuff, and I don't want that to get like fucking gnarly and crazy. So we're gonna leave doc 1 as it is. If you have access to it, go ahead and write in it. If you do not have access to document 1, add it to document 2, which is pinned in the document 2 text channel. Okay. There's also the writers channel. Okay. And a lot of people have been posting their sketch ideas and stuff in there. Take it
Don't
and
do
add it to
that.
document 2.
Well,
Add
you
it
can
to
do it.
document 2.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, hell, if
So,
you want to workshop it in the Discord, have fun, but like seriously put it in the document. Document 2.
so, so I'm going to just say this. Like, this is going to be a hard thing. January 18th. Okay, on January 18th, every single thing needs to be submitted to either document 1 or document 2. So if it's in a text channel, if it's in a thread, if it's wherever, you need to put it in document 1 or 2. I'm going to say it one more time. It needs to be in doc 1 or 2. To the people who aren't here, let them know like in the text channel or whatever. I'll do one final to let everybody know. But it does need to be in one of those 2 things because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it as a PDF and then we're going to go over it. Okay. Does anybody have any questions with that? Okay. So the way we're going to do this, is so the 18th is when everything needs to be submitted by. Okay. What we're going to do is Tanner and I are going to take between the 18th and the 22nd to choose 25 to 30 of the best sketches. Okay. We're going to be choosing them, and that's going to be sort of how that portion of it goes. Okay. So, you know, the best shit is going to get chosen. The most realistically, the things that we can most realistically shoot are going to be chosen. I know people have these grandiose, you know, cinematic universe Marvel type sketches. Okay, our budget is not like that, and we don't have the time for editing in that right now. So maybe for Hyper Sigil 2 or 3, 4, 10, whatever, save it for that. That being said, if your sketches do not get chosen, first of all, there's gonna be no fighting about this. Like it's like it is what it is. I don't want to fucking hear it. Everybody's been super chill so far. People understand that like this is a team effort, so it's been chill. But I don't want to hear
But
any fucking
egos
bullshit.
get bruised. Yeah,
No,
just
the whole thing with this project is like the ego thing needs to like not. It's not about that. It's about making the best possible product. Okay. Um, on top of that, if your thing is not chosen for whatever reason, either it's not funny or you know it's too big to shoot, that's also going to be something that is like a thing. We're going to save it and we're going to move all of them into a new document because this is not just like a one-time thing. So this is going to be this is essentially the pilot in what is going to be a series that is possibly going to be yearly or kind of however it advances after this first one is just kind of it just depends. But
yeah. I
this
mean,
first one, yeah.
if
Go ahead,
it
Dad.
gets sold, then I mean, we obviously have a different story. We have a more regular thing going on. But if it's just kind of like this fun culty thing we can do every fucking year, then we're gonna fucking do it that way, and it's gonna be fucking. I mean, just as fucking fun. I mean,
Right.
this if you've never been like a part of a writing team or like on set anywhere, it is my favorite fucking feeling in the world, dude. So I'm psyched for this shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. You know what I mean? It's gonna be really cool. So what we're gonna do then? So the ones that don't get chosen are gonna get added to another document, which will just remain floating in like the Discord, and you guys can add to that whenever you want. Um, you know, those sketches will get moved on to Hyper Sigil 2 or whatever we're gonna do moving forward. So what we're gonna do from there is we're gonna have the sketches chosen. Let's say there's 30. We'll have the 30 chosen. What we're gonna do is we're going to have a meeting like this. We're going to go over everything that was chosen. Okay. From there, what we're going to do is if you wrote the sketch, okay, you can speak up, okay, and be like, oh,
First
I wrote this
dibs.
one. You have the first dibs on creating a small team of 1 to 3 people, okay, and that's going to be your little breakout group for that sketch. Does
Can I
that make
explain
sense?
breakout groups a little
Yeah.
bit?
Yes, please. Yeah.
First of all, does that make sense to everybody so far? Yeah,
So
seems
far,
like so far. Okay, good. So far. Yeah. Okay, okay. So breakout groups, they're you can write a sketch on your own, and that's cool. But a lot of the time, like Izzy and I, we like to write together. I know there's probably people you just know from Twitter or know from Discord where it's like, that guy's fucking funny. I want him to work on the salesman sketch with me. Hit him up, make that team, but like keep it keep it small. Like honestly, like 2 guys is usually pretty good. 3 guys is workable. But like if there's like 6 of you shouting lines in a Discord, like I found that doesn't work very well. So breakout groups or writing it by yourself is probably the best way to like get through your assignment, right? And you know, and then if you have a sketch and you're like, I came up with that premise, but I don't really want to write it, someone will probably have something to do with it. Like I'll probably write for it, or someone else will.
Right. So that's how we're going to kind of do that. We're also going to kind of limit, like, I don't know, let's say you have 5 chosen. You don't necessarily need to have your hands super deep into each one. Like I know for a fact, me, for example, I wrote one that we're 100% shooting no matter what, right? Like, you know what I mean? If I have more that are chosen, I'm not going to be like, I'm on 9. I'm going to be the boss of these. Like we're trying to keep it, you know what I mean, really open in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, no. So like, your role is writer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not directing the sketch, and you can be mad about that, but like it's like just not your fucking job, frankly, and you don't want it to be your job. Like the ease of this and what makes this like fun and breezy is like you just get to write what you think is funny. We have a good team of directors. We have a good team of actors. Like the shit'll get shot well. So you
Right.
don't have to worry about anything except waiting for these sketches to be picked or coming up with premises for the next couple of weeks. so we can go through some good shit. And then, yeah, all you have to worry about is writing the sketch. Super
Exactly.
easy.
So after that breakout group sort of time frame, which we're gonna make, we're probably gonna put like a hard time limit on. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be about a week and a half or so. It just is gonna kind of depend. So that would be from like the 22nd to like, let's just say whatever, just like February 7th, February 8th, around that time. First week of February. From there, we're gonna take all of the sketches that have been written. Okay. Tanner and I are then going to go over them and sort of see what works and what doesn't work, and it's going to go into what we're calling like a punch up session. So when you write a punch up, it's basically like if I write a sketch, right? My eyes understand where the sketch is going. So the whole point of having a small breakout group is so that the sketch doesn't get brought into 500 different directions by a bunch of people putting input into all of this stuff. So we're trying to keep the direction of the sketch going forward. So the point of the punch up is that my eyes have a different perspective of the sketch than the people who wrote it, and I can bring in outside funniness to it by punching it up. That's what a punch up is. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on that?
So, any questions before
I have a
hop
question.
in? Go ahead.
So to clarify, the Hyper Sigil one is shooting in May, and you're taking sketches from the document 1 and 2 for that.
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of submitting sketch ideas to the document, I've got a few in there, and then I've seen other people, they have, it looks like a script and everything's already like written out, but it sounds like you're looking for more like a storyboard of a sketch and the skeletons of something, and then you're going to select, obviously what you think fits. And then there's going to be writing teams to really flesh out the dialogue and everything of those skeletons. Am I
Yeah. So the idea is like if people submit a full sketch, great, that's cool. The idea was to just submit log lines and premises. So a log line is basically like a 1 sentence summary of a sketch with like the punchline and the funniness in it. So we could flesh it out later. If something's like fully written and it's great, then we'll just then
Use
we'll
it.
run with it, punch it
Yeah,
up or
that's
whatever.
no reason to. Yeah, it just saves us time. But like, that's the thing, is most people don't have. If we were like, hey, come with your 15 funniest sketches, this wouldn't be shot for another like year. So like, if it's
Mhm.
just like, like what document 1 looks a lot like throughout all of it is like a title. So like this one's called 21 in italics, and then under it says, "Guy keeps winning in poker, and he keeps saying, I'm stacking these chips like I'm Donald Trump, bitch." I don't love that sketch suggestion, but like it's really simple stuff, and like you can build a world around it. You can build a sketch around a premise. So some of them are like one-liner jokes. Some of them are full sketches, but whatever you submit is good. We'll know how to read it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna look over every word of these documents. We don't want to miss any funny shit at all.
But if you have more, so for instance, I've got something uh like whiteface letter to Dave Chappelle about how he used whiteface in his sketches. And like that would be the I guess the subject line. And then under it would be like, I don't know, maybe a stand sort of thing, maybe um, not actually like the entire letter written, the dialogue, but
Yeah.
that premise,
Let's-
like that would be
Yep.
the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. You could, and then if you like, I want to make sure they get it. You could put like a little example of the
Extrapolate.
letter.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, a lot of my sketches in document 1 have like bullet points and shit on them. So like, it's just common sense. Keep it clear. It's like a legal document. You know what I mean? Like there's no rules for it. It just
Mhm.
needs to be readable.
Okay.
For sure. But that's a great question. Um, Izzy, what were we gonna move on to? What was I was gonna
Yeah.
interject with something.
So that's that's sort of the punch up bit is like from there we'll take everything that's written and Tanner and I will punch it up and we'll have a sort of more finalized version of the sketch. Okay. So that will be done by March. We're going to try and have pretty much working copies of each sketch. Okay. From there,
Like
Tanner.
By like March 1.
Yeah.
Like the early first week of March, ideally.
Yeah. So after that, Tanner and I have a meeting in Los Angeles where we have to sort of present these sketches, and not get them approved, but get them signed off as being funny. There we go. That's sort of what we have to do from there. And
It's
then
like
after that, we're sort of in pre-production, and from there, that's when we're going to probably be casting characters and sort of everything else. So that's sort of the writing will be finished by March. So we have about 2 months to get 8 weeks, actually 7 weeks to get this done.
the
Um,
breakdown of that. Oh, sorry. Zaza, were you going to say something?
Oh no, sorry, I'm driving. I'm on my break, so I
Oh.
apologize for any noises.
No, you're
No,
good.
you're good,
Okay.
man.
So the breakdown until the 18th, we're still just submitting ideas, sketches, little outlines of ideas. That's all that's being asked of you. And then from there, Izzy and I will do a deliberation process. That'll be pretty quick, probably. There's a lot of sketches, but it shouldn't take long to see what's good. And then assignments will get doled out in a meeting like this. Everyone will have sort of like their choice pick. And then you have another week and a half, 2 weeks to write. We want to be done by March. So we'd like
Cool.
so yeah, as sketches come in, Izzy and I will be doing punch up, and we'll be we might shoulder tap a few of you that like turn in like especially like good shit. Like, hey, can you like come like throw lines at us? So like just be prepared for that. Like you might be asked to do punch up, you might not be asked to do punch up. Don't be offended. I just want to be really transparent about it. It's just like, you know what? Steve would be really good for this sketch. Let's see if he has a funny line. That's
Yeah.
what punch up is
A
bringing
lot
in
of
other comedians to goose your stuff.
yeah. A lot of writing is not necessarily about um coming up with the best stuff. It's about throwing away the stuff that doesn't work. Like me and Tanner have had writing sessions where like my entire sketch is like he's like it's like not going to fucking work. And it's like you have to be able to be like, yeah, you're right, and just kind of know that. So like any like ego bruising or anything like that, I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna remind you guys again, like, just be understanding
Cool.
and just be like, dude, yeah, like there is an infinite amount of possibilities of what you can do creatively. The end all be all of a sketch, like getting cut or whatever, like it doesn't mean it's a bad idea, it just wasn't chosen. So I just want to kind of reiterate that. And
Oh,
you
there's
know,
so
w-
much good shit. I know we just like can't afford to shoot
yeah, yeah,
with the because like just the timeline we have, we only have time to meet with probably 2 investors. So
right.
we can only raise so much money for this thing without crowdfunding, and that would look so fucking gross. I don't think we'd raise
Right.
more than $2,000 at all. It would
And
be a shame.
yeah. Well, and
But
on top of that too, like hyper sigil, this is going to show everybody that this can work, and it's already working. So this one is going to open the
already almost
doors.
done.
Yeah, this is going to open the doors to like a lot of really cool shit. Um, and I guess like I kind of said before, this is like a solid fucking reference. This is like an actual real production. You can
Yeah,
like
this is
have
on
like
paper business.
yeah, this is all legal. This is not just like me and Tanner like, hey, we have like lawyers and shit. This is like a real thing. So I know, just so everybody understands. Does anybody have any questions? That's sort of it. We just wanted to break down writing, kind of see who is here. Um, yeah, that's like kind of it, actually.
Yeah, that covers everything we talked about.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions or anything? We good?
We can probably
Not
post an.
really? Yeah, just
Oh, sorry, Zaz. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah,
Oh,
we'll probably post an
no, I was
outline of the schedule. But that's it. Probably to the Discord and. Oh, great.
All right, dope. Sounds good. All right, guys. Again, I'm gonna make a main post saying to add everything to one of the 2 documents. If you see anything in one of the channels and you're being nice, you can copy and paste it for somebody or whatever. But yeah, sounds good, guys. Thank you for showing up. And if you have any questions, privately DM me or whatever.
Sweet. I'm gonna stick around for 5 minutes and smoke a bowl if anyone wants to talk about UFOs or Viagra or whatever the
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
Dope. All right, peace,
those are
boys.